Just recently, we used to have this pet at my house. It was a dog. It was a black Labrador. It's probably 10 or no, it was older than that. It's probably about 15 years old. I mean, it was pretty old, in like dog terms. But anyways, he had just recently left the physical vehicle. I remember I found him in the morning time, or in the kind of when the sun rose, and then I kind of went into the garage and he was there, and he was really stiff. And so, anyways, we had said, okay, well, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna bury him or cremate, or what is the idea? And so we ended up just burying him. We ended up just burying him because it would just seemed easier at the time. So, anyways, we ended up burying him. Well, it's kind of funny that even though he's buried, because again, once he left the physical vehicle, I could see that he wasn't hanging around the body, that he was somewhere else. Of course, because he just left the physical vehicle. He probably didn't want to hang around. Animals are in a different kind of awareness. So I sang the new you over him. I don't know, sort of like why or how come, but I just got that little nudge or impression to sing the new you over him for about 5 minutes. So I said, okay. So I sang the new you. And then, of course, I had let everybody else know. And then, of course, we did the little where we buried him and then all that good stuff, all that stuff. And anyways, I noticed that he's clinging to the body, that at little times throughout the day, I'll hear this very, very distinct bark. I mean, you hear something so many times, you can tell kind of what it is and where it's coming from. You have a better idea about it. And so I really am able to identify his bark, from another dog's. And also, not only that, but it rings, the way it rings, the way it vibrates. It has a certain kind of tone when it comes off in the garage. So I hear that sometimes throughout the day, or I see him running around in the backyard. And it's kind of funny because I've even tried to talk to him out loud. I've even said like out loud, whether I'm alone or something like that to get an opportunity. I just kind of say, like, hey, you shouldn't hang around here. There's so many other things for you to do. There's so many more places for you to be rather than just hanging around in the backyard. And I can sort of see him coming up to me, but it's like he doesn't get it, because I'm not talking to his dog self, because he really wasn't a dog. He was awareness. So I'm trying to impress it upon his awareness that he doesn't need to be trapped here or hang out here, or maybe he really doesn't know where else to go. And I ended up having this real side experience where it was just all black all around me. Everything was all dark. And, I couldn't see anything. The only thing that I could see that I really had the awareness of was that that dog was there. Again, his name was Champ. We called him Champ. And so he was there. And then there was a door to my left. And so I remember I walked over to the door and I opened the door. And when I opened the door, it was all shiny and you could see the outside. It was letting all this light in. It was like a portal. And then the light from the door had shed light on the dog. And the dog was just standing there and it was just looking at the door. And I could see that, okay, well, I'm providing him the opportunity to sort of get out, but he's not really taking the risk. And I thought how funny that is, that, when it kind of shows me, like, also too, when we have these pets, we really do them a disservice. We think it's cute and we think it's very kind of like, it's a part of our lives, so to speak. But, we kind of do them a disservice, because I could see that the only reason he's clinging to this state or to this house is because, again, he doesn't know where else to go. He didn't really have any survival skills because, well, he just been fed, basically hand fed his whole life. So that translates into his awareness. And now he's not capable. I mean, of course, he has the opportunity. He could do it with his will, but really having the courage and sort of like being able to get beyond that, and so it kind of is like also for ourselves, do we have the courage, and can we see, kind of where we're at, and other things. I mean, are we going to take the risk, and so these animals, they go through it too. And again, it's kind of seems like we do them a disservice by keeping them by keeping them hostage. We actually affect their awareness. We actually sort of like neuter them in an awareness sense. We take away their abilities, and they turn into whoever they turn into. So I thought it was really interesting that, he's there, he's here, basically all the time. And it's kind of interesting because I could even see him on the astral realm just barking, just, barking away. He doesn't know what else to do. He can't see why people can't hear him. Like I'm not even sure he's aware he's not in the physical form anymore, which is kind of funny also. But, I just kind of let it go, whatever. He'll figure it out. I tried to give him the hints and certain things and open the little door for him. But again, he has to take the risk. So, yeah, just kind of interesting there. And in hindsight, of course, I probably should have just cremated the body so he cannot cling to it. But, it is what it is now. So, but that was my little experience to share. Just wanted to share that.
Yeah, I spoke about this before too, and all of us have went through that because I've been brought up, and I used to have cats and all that. Yeah, and I like them; it's cute, but yeah, they don't. And you're absolutely right. I'm glad you brought that up because you, just like the birds, you let the animals be. Let them figure it out too. But if you hand feed them, just like parents hand feed their kids, they just become dumb. That's it. And they don't know what else to do. And when they go to the other side, especially, they're lost because they have no survival skills. Very, very real. Yeah. So you watch the birds, and they're great examples of what to do. They always figure it out for themselves. And yeah, once in a while you feed them, but if you keep doing it, then you make them cripples. Yeah. So that's not the idea. It's cute, cozy, but no, that's not the idea. And the boys don't do that. They don't make us dinner every night. RealVisor doesn't make everybody dinner. He expects us to figure it out. That's the whole idea. So we have survival skills. So we eventually recognize what life is through all these experiences. Yeah, very good, young man. Thank you so much.